Learn English with Afra. How to speak advanced English.
Good morning, Lisa. You said you wanted to talk to me. What happened?
Good morning, teacher. Yes, I need to talk to you about something very important for me.
I'm kind of worried now. Don't tell me you didn't study for your final exam. It's today.
No, teacher. I'm ready for that exam. I have other kind of problem.
Then, what is that? Do you need help with some grammar or vocabulary?
No, well, yes. I mean, I'm about to finish studying English, but I feel I am not prepared. Next month, I will apply for a scholarship and I will have to speak to native English speakers. I don't feel prepared for that. I mean, I know I can speak English, but not advanced English. What I mean is that I always use the same basic words and I feel I'm on basic or intermediate level. And I'm not telling you did about work. No, I've learned a lot. And I can write it in advanced English. But the problem is the speaking part. And the last time you told me you were gonna help me. You said you were gonna help me speak advanced English. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember. And I will help you with that. Don't worry. Let's see. First, I'm gonna tell you how to speak advanced English, and then I will teach you advanced English phrases.
Really, teacher? That's great. Thank you so much. I will pay attention.
All right, the first thing you have to do if you want to speak advanced English is build up your vocabulary. Try to remember the last conversation you had in English, where there are times when you really wanted to ask or say something, but you did not know the right words. Maybe you forgot what something was called. Maybe you didn't know a particular verb or expression. This is why the first step towards become an advanced English speaker is working on your vocabulary. There are several ways to do this. One way is to identify topics or word groups you have trouble with. I will tell you what I did in the past when I was studying English and worked well for me. I created or remembered a conversation I had in English. It can be any conversation. I wrote that conversation in a piece of paper. Of course, it can be more than one conversation. You have to write that conversation yourself. You can't copy that from internet or a book. After you finish writing that conversation, you will probably realize you wrote it with basic words. That happens because just as you speak, you write seriously. Now, try to change that conversation. Use advanced words or phrases to replace others. I mean the basic ones. If you don't know which advanced phrases or words to use, don't worry. I will teach you those phrases. I will give you an example. If you wrote, "I don't remember something," instead of saying that basic phrase, you can use an advanced phrase to replace it. It's on the tip of my tongue. This is a great phrase for when you actually do know something, but you just can't remember it right in the moment. If you want more phrases like this, please let me know in the comments. What else? Oh, there's another way. You can also write topics. Conversation topics you could have in English. It will depend on your lifestyle. Also, depending on your objectives and your activities. What I mean is, if you're an engineer, for example, then you will want to have a conversation about that. Using technical words or talking about important advances in the modern world. So, search words or phrases related to that topic you're interested in. That's the key. Or you can make a list about different topics you like. They can be politics, medicine, free time. Make lists of words and phrases that you find useful but have not mastered yet. At this point, reading materials on these topics will help you find unfamiliar vocabulary to work with. So, I will say reading is really important. You need to read more to learn new words and phrases. And if you don't know how to read correctly in English, we have a video about that in the channel. If the plan above sounds too academic for you, here's another good approach to learning more vocabulary. Listen to advanced English being spoken. They can be movies, songs, videos, or real people. Write down the words you do not understand. Your goal is to find unfamiliar words. So it is okay if you don't fully understand what is being said. Good sources for practicing this are online lectures, online courses, or any subject of your interest, and especially documentary films. Make a vocabulary list for each lecture, film, or tutorial you watch. I hope you understand the idea. Obviously, you will have to study your new vocabulary every day. Study, study, and study. It is a good idea to work on your vocabulary regularly. Over time, your lists will become more and more advanced. As you become more advanced, you will begin to skip verbs and use fillers too. And it is okay to be casual sometimes. Just know the difference between a formal and an informal conversation. We also have a video about that. Don't fall into the trap of always being lazy when you speak English. All right. Here are a few simple rules to follow when you talk. Pronounce everything as clearly as you can. Try not to talk too fast, even if you're nervous. Stop worrying about your accent, it is okay to have one. Use full, grammatically correct sentences and questions. This is always a good practice. Now, if you're unsure of the meaning of some words, don't use them. Play it safe and add these words to your vocabulary list to study later. Remember, speaking advanced English doesn't mean you will have to speak English wrongly. No, you have to speak correctly. But it's important to understand what they're saying. I mean the native English speakers. I hope you've understood everything I told you. Because I don't have time for more.
Thank you, teacher. But you told me you were going to teach me advanced words and the phrases.
Oh, and I will, but in the next video. Only if the subscribers like the idea. If so, like the video.
I hope you liked this conversation. If you could improve your English a little more, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a friend. Thank you very much for your support. Take care.